Immigration. It's time to play What Do You Know? From how many countries have immigrants come to the U.S.? Is it A, over 150? B, 3, maybe 4? C, none? Over 150. Aside from American Indians and people brought here against their will, like enslaved Africans, most people living in the U.S. came from other countries, or their ancestors did. People who willingly leave their country to start a new life in a new country are called immigrants. Back in the late 1800s, millions of immigrants arrived in New York from countries across Europe. It was the first time immigrants came from so many different places, including Southern and Eastern Europe. The trip was long, difficult, and scary. After 1892, most European immigrants were screened at Ellis Island in New York before entering the country. By the 1890s, 80% of New Yorkers were immigrants. What are push and pull factors? Are they A, the reasons your little brother is so annoying? B, different ways of swiping on a touchscreen? C, reasons people decide to leave their country? Reasons people decide to leave their country. Push factors are problems that push people to leave their country, like hunger, unemployment, or being persecuted because of religion or politics. Pull factors are positive things that attract people to a new country, like freedom, safety, and new opportunities. Between 1880 and 1924, 3 million Jews left Russia because their villages were being destroyed and many had been killed. In New York, they found freedom as well as work opportunities. Immigrants today have similar reasons for coming to the U.S. Some are trying to escape war, poverty, or persecution. Some are seeking freedom, safety, and new opportunities. What strategies have immigrants used to succeed? One family member might come over first to prepare the way for others to come later. This is sometimes called chain migration. Immigrants also form ethnic enclaves, communities with others from the same part of the world. They build support networks through community organizations. In the late 1800s, how did immigrant kids in the U.S. learn English? Did they A, use a translation app? B, take advantage of free public schools? C, watch YouTube videos? Take advantage of free public schools. America's free public schools help immigrant kids learn English and gain the education they need to get good jobs. Immigrants have also joined labor unions to fight for better working conditions and higher wages. Immigrants have overcome many challenges to make a new life in our country. But even though the United States has always been a nation of immigrants, not everyone has welcomed them. Why not? In the 1800s, people thought immigrants brought disease and crime to our country. There were prejudice against immigrants because of their race, religion, or politics. And some thought immigrants were taking jobs away from Americans. Anger and prejudice led to the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, which stopped most Chinese immigrants from coming to the U.S. Later, the Immigration Act of 1924 outlawed immigration of Asians and Arabs altogether. These racist laws were not repealed until 1965. Unfortunately, prejudice and racism continue today. Still, we have more immigrants coming into New York and the U.S. from more countries around the world than ever before. New York is home to over 4 million immigrants, who make up more than a fifth of the state's total population. And immigrants have contributed a lot to their new communities. They bring rich culture, language, food, and contribute to the arts, sciences, and innovation in our country. Immigrants are also an important part of our workforce and help build the economy. There is a lot of debate over immigration laws and how we should treat immigrants from different countries. Why do you think this debate continues today? Will our country continue to be a nation of immigrants?